Right now, live at 5.
It's day 2 out on the Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon. We're checking in with mushers to see how things are going out on the trails.
Plus, after a main gas line in Duluth experienced major problems, we're learning a MnDOT contractor is being investigated. And Minnesota lawmakers are back at work at the state capitol. What local projects are on the agenda?
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. It's day 2 of the John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon. Yesterday morning, teams took off in Duluth and are now in the middle of their 300-mile trek up the North Shore.
Here's a look at the standings as of just a few minutes ago. Wade Mars is our leader. The Alaskans team was the first to arrive at the Trail Center checkpoint this afternoon. There's no mandatory amount of rest teams have to take there, so it's possible Ryan Reddington, who is in second place, could hit the trail before Mars. While he has run the Iditarod, this is Mars's first Bear Grease. Reddington, meanwhile, is a 2-time Bear Grease champion. Erin Letzring is not far behind those two. She won last year's race, beating Reddington by just 7 seconds. But there's still plenty of racing to go before teams cross the finish line sometime tomorrow night. CBS 3's Natalie Grant has been following this year's race every step of the way, and she caught up with a race veteran to learn how the conditions have impacted her team.
Here at the Sawbill checkpoint near Tofty, it's a calm morning with teams resting and refueling before heading back out on the Bear Grease Trail. Sawbill is a little less than halfway through the 300-mile race and is one of the 2 checkpoints where teams are required to take a minimum 4-hour rest. At this checkpoint, the dogs are nestled in the tall trees where they sleep on hay bales, get some food, and are looked over by the vet teams before the next leg of the race. Jennifer Frecking, who is no stranger to the Bear Grease, says this year the trails are packed down and in good shape. And despite the warmer temperatures, her dogs are moving faster than expected.
My 2-year-olds at this point have exceeded my expectations. They're running faster than I really want them to. That can mean things will change down the road. It's also going to warm up, so the team's going to be way slower at this run.
Jennifer is once again racing alongside her husband, Blake. They took home first and second place back in 2019 with their Siberian Husky teams. Teams cleared out of Sawbill just before noon today. They still have about 4 legs left before wrapping up in Grand Portage on Tuesday.
All right, thank you, Natalie. And tonight at 6, hear from longtime Bear Grease volunteers about what makes the Sawbill checkpoint so different from others along the trail.
Meanwhile, it was a special finish for the winner of the Bear Grease mid-distance race this morning. Bear Grease 120 racers arrived at the Trestle Inn in Finland very early this morning. One of the 17 teams in that race, Finland's own Rita Wessler, and she was the first to cross the finish line. A very cool moment in her own hometown. She finished just before 4 a.m., 12 minutes ahead of Michael Bestien, who took second. Wessler has raced in more than 25 Bear Grease events, and this was her first win.
I had a magic carpet ride. The dogs were just clicking. They just had a blast, and they surprised me very much. They just didn't slow down.
Wessler says having her Bear Grease family there to support her first place finish made it all the more special. She completed the race, which started in Duluth yesterday, in 17 hours and 7 minutes. A big congrats to her.
Yes, impressive for sure. Well, Dave, sounds like from what we're hearing, the trails are in good condition. And for those spectators out there, they had a decent, end to the weekend here to watch the race begin.
Yeah, for the human component of the race, the temperatures are picture perfect.
Yeah.
But for the dogs, that's a little bit up in the air. They'd like it cooler. But it is warmer, and it will stay warmer through tomorrow. Today's high temps, keeping in mind the normals around 20, got to 28 for Ely, 28 degrees on Park Point and in Superior, and Solon Springs and Hayward too, 32 for Ashland, 26 International Falls, 30 for Watersmeet, 1 degree warmer, 31 for Ironwood. Again, a range of temperatures like that will be with us tomorrow, and that, of course, is coming from a warm front coming our way, and that is going to induce a chance for a rain-snow mix tonight through Tuesday. Once we get past Tuesday, the cold air lurking behind the cold front's going to slice into our region, but initially we're going to be on the mild side rather than the wild side. Although on the roads, this mixed chance, if it pays off, could make roads slippery, so that could be a little bit of wildness we don't want. Do travel cautiously tonight and tomorrow. Low temp 21 above. 30 degrees above zero for a Tuesday high temp. But once we get into Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, we could go below 20 below once again. So the chill will be back. I'll talk about how long it will last, my 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. An investigation is underway after a contractor hit a natural gas line in Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood. MnDOT confirmed those new details today. They say one of their contractors hit the city's largest natural gas main while working on the Twin Ports Interchange reconstruction project Thursday. The incident led to tens of thousands of residents being asked to keep their thermostats at 62 degrees over the weekend. Crews repaired the damaged line, and that request, which was first announced Friday, was lifted Sunday afternoon. The city said it helped avoid a citywide gas shutdown. And City of Duluth spokespeople said today crews are constantly monitoring the flow and pressure of the natural gas system and will continue to monitor the status following this main break. Officials say the goal is to make sure customer services are not interrupted. MnDOT confirmed the contractor works for them, but wouldn't say if that person has been placed on any type of leave.
Applications are coming in for the open at-large seat on Duluth City Council. The vacancy comes as Councilor Derek Medved announced earlier this month that he will resign on February 14th. 3 candidates have filed so far. They are Amy Merchant, Pez Davila, and Adeline Wright. Applications can be submitted by email or in person to Duluth City Clerk. The deadline to apply is 4:30 p.m. on February 14th. The first round of interviews will be held on February 24th. Then the council will eventually appoint someone after that.
Lawmakers are in St. Paul today to kick off Minnesota's legislative session. State senators and representatives will gather in their respective chambers to work on bills that could help shape future laws and regulations in the state. Here in the Northland, the state's bonding bill holds key funding for major local projects. Some of those include funding for Duluth's Spirit Mountain and the Depot, by Wabick's Giants Ridge, the Lake Vermilion-Soudan Underground Mine State Park, and more. And Duluth leaders also laid out their priorities for funding this session. Their top 3 include millions for public housing rehab, funding for repairs to Canal Park's aerial lift bridge, and money for new housing infrastructure.
Recently, Minnesota's governor also laid out plans for how the state could spend its $7.7 billion budget surplus. That includes investing in workforce development, revamping the state's education system, investing in broadband, supporting farmers, and WALS checks, which would send direct payments to state residents after the pandemic. Meanwhile, Senate Republicans want to give that money back to Minnesotans with permanent tax cuts. And both parties have agreed that crime will be a big topic this session, too. As the session continues, we'll keep you updated on the status of those major funding projects or bills that could impact our region. To keep up to date, you can download the CBS 3 News app for alerts.
And still to come on Live at 5, it's a local nonprofit's 100th birthday, and they are not holding back on the celebration. How you can get in on the fun coming up in City by City.
Top the bargain shop.
When you want new furniture with styles that are nice, and we've made very special buys that are always the right price.
Now in all home furniture stores.
Got a big stop at the bargain shop.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now. Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Payments of medical bills and wages. Money for pain and suffering. Call anytime 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
St. Luke's encourages everyone eligible to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
Stickley, fine upholstery and leather, premium solid wood furniture, handcrafted by experienced artisans since 1900. For a limited time, enjoy 40% savings on all Stickley during the Stickley President's Day event, only at Home Furniture.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Virginia tonight. After a roller coaster of frigid temps last week, it was finally a bit warmer over the weekend. And Dave will be in with this week's full forecast in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region.
A chance to become a certified ambassador on the Iron Range and a month-long reading challenge in Hayward. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in the Twin Ports tonight with a unique fundraising event. The Head of the Lakes United Way is celebrating its 100th anniversary. It starts tomorrow with the 100-day auction experience. Tomorrow through May 11th, they will be auctioning off a new experience each day for the community members to bid on. Some of those include sporting events, hotel stays, or concert tickets. The Head of the Lakes United Way not only supports the Twin Ports, but also reaches across northwest Wisconsin and up the North Shore. And next we head over to Hibbing, where they are offering more tourism training sessions. In just one session, residents of the Iron Range can become certified tourism ambassadors, which gives participants extensive knowledge of the area and customer service skills in order to serve visitors and their communities. The next training session will be Wednesday, February 9th at the Hibbing Park Hotel. Registration is $25. And we wrap up in Hayward, Wisconsin tonight, where the local library is gearing up for I Love to Read Month. The Sherman and Ruth Weiss Community Library is hosting their For the Love of Reading event. Track your reading hours and number of books in order to earn badges and a chance to win a gift card to local businesses. We will have more information on this event and our other stories on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Still to come on Live at 5, one of Duluth's schools is receiving nearly $500,000 to continue supporting its students. Where that money is going, coming up in a few minutes.
Today's record is 33 below from 1982. I remember that one. The record warm day, 48 above 1892. Now that one's even older than I am. But today, we went a little warmer than normal, 25 versus 21. We'll do it again tomorrow, but by midweek, temperatures will tumble again. We'll talk about how far they're going to go down coming up after our break.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Hi, it's me again. Listen to this. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check every month may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with the benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Check your zip code. It could be dynamite. Call now.
Call 1-800-919-1340. That's 1-800-919-1340 now.
Doctor, one of the things that I'm struggling with is with my spouse. So he's not ready to have our kids vaccinated yet.
I definitely would recommend not waiting. We think it's really important to get people vaccinated now. We wouldn't be recommending these vaccinations if we weren't strongly convinced with the scientific evidence that is available that they are safe and they are effective for children. All of my patients are like my own children. My own children have all been vaccinated, and I recommend that all my patients be vaccinated as well.
No cost COVID-19 vaccines. Learn more at slhduluth.com/COVID vaccine.
When it comes to sports, there's one guy who's dunking on the competition. For all your local sports, Duncan Goldberg, evenings on live local CBS 3.
Get your news on the go, the CBS 3 mobile app. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Here's what's coming around for the week ahead, beginning with a little teaser here. Tonight, a rain and snow mix should start as the evening progresses. We started sunny this morning, but already the clouds have built in as the low gets closer to the region. For Tuesday, well, that low is leading with its warm front, so it'll be warm again, up around 30 for a lot of towns, and so that'll egg on that rain and snow mix chance. But it goes away on Wednesday as cold comes snapping back into our region. We'll take a temperature nosedive beginning Wednesday morning, and we'll stick around on the chilly side through Saturday morning before we moderate again for the weekend. Some folks would say that's pretty decent timing. I'll let you be the judge of that. But right now, let's cast our votes for current conditions at the Duluth International Airport, where the sky is mostly cloudy and the current temp is 24 above zero. In a couple of days, 24 below. Not going to be impossible. Right now, the wind is southerly southeasterly 11 miles per hour, and 69% is the relative humidity. Current temps, not too far off the mark of the day's highs that we looked at just a few minutes ago. We're looking at mid-20s for much of Borderland, and mid-20s roughly for the Mesabi range. Upper 20s for the Vermilion. 25 to 27 from Cloquet to Moose Lake. 21 to even 30 degrees up the North Shore. 28 to 30 for the UP. And 27 to 32 for northwestern Wisconsin. Tomorrow, the border zone could dip into the upper teens as that cool down does start to threaten early for those folks. But the rest of us should run about 25 to 30 once again, which will egg on a chance for a rain and snow mix, which, like we mentioned, should begin tonight as this low-pressure system makes its presence felt here in the region. Already doing so with the clouds. Out of the clouds, we'll take a look now with the Doppler local picture here and see if any snow showers mixed in with rain showers is paying off yet. And in western Minnesota, getting towards Koochiching County and into northern parts of St. Louis County, a little bit of that action is beginning. But if it isn't in your town yet, do keep in mind there's only a 30% chance you're going to get it. And if that 30% chance pays off, by late tomorrow night, Borderland may get about an inch or two of snow. The rest of us about a half inch at best. And into Wisconsin and Michigan, it may be more towards a trace. And then with the cold air coming, we're probably not going to see another low pressure system like this until the weekend, because cold high pressure from the north will keep us dry and cool probably through the start of the weekend. Now we get into the forecast here for tonight. In Minnesota, the low temps will be 14 to 25 above with that 30% mix chance. Now into Wisconsin and Michigan, the low temps there downright balmy at 22 to 24 degrees above zero. South wind 5 to 15 keeps the thermostats up. Nature's thermostats, our thermostats, we finally were able to turn up in Duluth indeed after that cool weekend. Anyway, high temps tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, low 30s. 30% chance for more mix. 30% chance for more mix in Minnesota, with inland highs, like we mentioned, going only towards 19 up around International Falls, but 25 to 32 even for the rest of the state. Extended forecast shows then come Wednesday, polar air mass plunges into the region, drops us to 10 below to start, 5 above to finish, 20 below Thursday morning, even in the Twin Ports, 15 below Friday, with a chance for some flurries. That's followed by a 40% chance for light snow on Saturday, and that cloud cover will save the day, push us back towards the mid-20s above. So the cold snaps are still coming, but they're not lasting as long. And that's a sign that perhaps in 4 months, we'll get spring.
Kristen and I were just talking about how we're on the downward slope of winter. February comes.
We're hoping.
There's the sense of hope. Yeah, you can get through it.
March comes and there's some blizzards and you get set back a little bit. But in April, we hope for some spring.
Yes. And it's just around the corner. Thank you, Dave.
A new report shows 5 Duluth beaches often see high levels of a dangerous bacteria. That includes Leif Erikson Park, Park Point's 15th and 20th Street beaches on the harbor side, Sky Harbor, and Boy Scout Landing on the St. Louis River. According to the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency, they've all tested positive for E. coli. Data shows how much bacteria would need to be reduced in order to meet water quality standards. At Leif Erikson Park, it's about 4%. At Park Point's 20th Street Beach, it's 84%. The MPCA often lists warnings at those sites when conditions are dangerous, but they did not immediately say if people should always be avoiding those areas. The agency is now inviting the community to look at the study and be part of the conversation. There's a virtual public meeting on February 8th. We have a link to it on our website. That's also where you can find the agency's report.
A Duluth elementary school with the city's highest poverty rate is being recognized for its value to the community. Myers-Wilkins Elementary is getting an expansion grant from the Minnesota Department of Education. That means they'll see almost $500,000 over the next 2 years. The money will help them fund full-service community school resources like mental health services and after-school programs. Myers-Wilkins is the city's most diverse elementary school with a higher poverty rate than any other school in the community. Assistant Superintendent Anthony Bonds says especially after the setbacks many students have seen during the pandemic, those programs are all the more important.
It is really important that we provide additional supports for students so we can shore up those achievement outcomes and provide those mental health and social-emotional supports that those students need.
There are 2 other full-service community schools in the Duluth area. That's Lincoln Park Middle School and Denfeld High School. Myers-Wilkins was the only one of them to receive this expansion grant this time around, but the others have received those grants in the past.
It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Northwoods Humane Society in Hayward.
Yeah, they've got puppies available. Oh. Great news. These 3 are Blanche, Sophia, and Rocky, and they're about 14-week-old blackmouth cur mixes. Very cute. Oh. They don't have to go to the same home. They're not bonded just yet. But these little guys are ready to find a place where they can grow and play, too. I bet you they might grow kind of big.
I mean, just look at that face. Oh,
and the little paws on her shoulders.
Oh,
so
my
cute.
Gosh, so sweet. Well, if you'd like to set up an appointment to adopt Blanche, Sophia, or Rocky, you can call the number on your screen.
I like the name Blanche.
I do too.
A little puppy named
Very
Blanche.
cute. Well, still to come, Spotify is taking steps to address recent backlash surrounding misinformation on the platform's podcast. A new feature users may see next.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you. And part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you are covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to health care.
Get ready to lose. Saturday, February 12th, one big show. The deck will explode with X-Fest. The most extreme night of X Games entertainment with motorcycle riders from 5 different countries doing big, sick tricks. Advance tickets at www.decc.org. More information and discount tickets at xfestlive.com. Saturday, February 12th. Gates open 6 p.m. show at 7:30. X-Fest.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Just follow me. I'll lead the way.
There's always something new under the sun.
Oh, you just put me in a good mood.
CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
We're getting the band back together. I'm just so excited to be back with Kristen on the anchor desk. It's been so long, but it feels like it's been no time at all.
Yeah.
I feel like we just have a great connection, and
Having someone come onto the show who loves the area as much as I do, who knows the area as well as I do, like she's from here. I mean, it's the perfect fit.
Live local to a T.
Watch Kristen and Briggs at 5 and 6 p.m.
Both Spotify and the star of its #1 podcast are speaking out regarding the controversy over COVID-19 misinformation on the platform.
Last week, rock legend Neil Young asked Spotify to remove his music because of what he said was episodes on the Joe Rogan Experience. Laura Podesta is in New York with more.
I don't always get it right.
Podcaster Joe Rogan says he agrees with Spotify's decision to add content advisories before any podcast that discusses COVID-19 and vaccines.
I'm not trying to promote misinformation. I'm not trying to be controversial.
The advisories come after rock legend Neil Young asked the platform to remove his music when Spotify declined to get rid of episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience, which have been criticized for spreading virus misinformation. Artists including Joni Mitchell and Nils Lofgren followed suit.
It's not about any censorship. We're all for free speech. We just don't want to be associated with misinformation and lies that are killing Americans.
The musicians took a stand after public health experts called out Spotify for allowing Rogan to spread what they called false and harmful assertions, particularly in conversations with two controversial doctors.
They have an opinion that's different from the mainstream narrative. I wanted to hear what their opinion is.
Spotify's CEO said in a blog post it has a critical role to play in supporting creator expression while balancing it with the safety of Spotify's users. Rogan thanked the company for its support and said he's open to making changes.
If there's anything that I've done that I could do better is have more experts with differing opinions right after I have the controversial ones.
He adds he isn't mad at Neil Young and is still a huge fan. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Spotify said the advisories will link to the company's fact-based COVID-19 hub.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. The skyrocketing cost of childcare. In some places, it's as much as the cost of a college education. We've got that and all of the day's headlines. That's all coming up here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning brought to you by the Birth Center at Essentia Health. By your side every step of the maternity journey so you can rest easy knowing you're both in good hands.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture, I make the ideas, NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Complete your bathroom update with help from Menards. Max has more than 1,000 shower doors, bathtubs, and shower kits to add luxury to your life. Match your style and save big money with our beautiful selection of Hannah shower kits. Add a finishing touch with a Waterpik shower head. The innovative and sleek designs offer multiple modes and massage capabilities, like the Power Pulse Massage 7-spray handheld shower head. On sale just $29.99 now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, John from Prime Appliance. It's inventory clearance time and every appliance has been marked down. And now's a great time to buy because prices are going up everywhere you look. Save over $600 on these GE 28 cubic foot door-in-door French door refrigerators in slate, black slate, or stainless, now priced to move only $28.99. Financing always available. Set up delivery or take it home today. Prime Appliance, it's the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
I'm Nora O'Donnell in our nation's capital. We're here at the White House with the President of the United States.
Thanks for having me.
Our exclusive access to the presidential platform. We will witness yet another moment in history.
The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell from Washington, D.C.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Monday evening and the last day of January.
That flew by.
To believe it, sure did. Well, let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6.
Tonight at 5, we had the latest as the full John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon is nearing the end of its second day. We'll have a check of the leaderboard coming up at 6. And earlier this morning, Finland, Minnesota's very own Rita Wessler won the shorter 120 race.
Congratulations. And tonight at 6, Myers-Wilkins Elementary has the highest poverty rate of any elementary school in Duluth and was recently awarded a grant to continue its full-service community programming. What these services mean to students and the community as a whole tonight.
That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next.
We'll see you back.